Alright, I'm back on this engine. I had a few comments last night. I think it's helped me make up my mind what I'm going to do.
Like, it's not as if I could stuff it up because it doesn't fit, so you can always throw that away or just keep it and look at it. That's what I'm planning on doing, is making the head of that smaller and see how it goes. See if I can get that to fit in there. Got to be careful doing this because I'm trying to video it and trying to watch what I'm doing, so I don't want to take too much off it like that. I better do this for 2 hours. Just moving it that much at a time. So I'm not really sure what that is. It's like 100th of a millimetre. That says there, but yeah, that's not 100th of a millimetre. But whatever it is, it's not much. I'm just taking it in there. Wind it up. Checking it. We've got to go more, so take another couple of points. Anyway, just choose up a video doing this, so I'll just get it done. I feel that the S600 check valve looks more like that, whereas the 800 one, this was a lot wider. But the distance from the enemy finger to the end of that is 15 mil. The distance from that little shelf there to the back of the part in there, the tunnel, is 17 mil. So I'm thinking of taking a little bit off here. I can take a little bit, not much. And then I'll take a bit off the back here. And that's going to be the check valve. And now it only sticks out that far, which isn't far. What is this thing? Now it only sticks out 5 mil. Right, I'll get it in, but I still feel it needs to have, you could probably make it level with that, and then it's got a little bit to go into that plate. Make it so it can just move a little bit, I suppose. Anyway, just see how it goes. And, you know, if I ever come across a proper one of these things, I'll have to put it in, I suppose, but it'll be a pain in the neck once it's in the car. That's what it looks like now. It's a lot different. Okay, I don't see why it has that hole. There's a hole there, unless that's why I thought this thing here, that blocks that hole. When that's in there, that blocks that hole. If pressure rises, that'll move out. But where does it go? There's nothing, nowhere for that to go behind there. I just don't understand this part, but I'll put a bit of oil on it and shove it in there, and I think I'm going to put it together. You know, if I come across the right part, I'll put it in there, but I just hope I can get it before the motor goes in the car. I suppose it's going to be a lot harder to change it. But there it is now. There it is now. It's in there. It moves in and out. It only moves a fraction. It only moves about that much, as far as I know. Anyway, I'm going to put it together. I'm not going to use the spring nose centers because it's also it's too long. Yeah, everything's too long. So I'm using that spring there. Works fine. Let's put this thing together. Seems like we've got a lot of strip threads here. I'm going to put some pellicles in this. Man, that's the problem with these old Japanese engines. They use the cheapest bolts, weakest metal on bolts, and you can guarantee all this crap stripped. Because people have pulled that on and off 20 times and it's all stripped. I'm going to redo that thread and that thread, maybe that one. So what you do is you drill it out with a bigger drill. This drill here. You tap. They give you a tap. I've got a kit there. So it gives you all the stuff. So you use their tap and then you use that. I'll just tap those with a larger tap. They give it to you in the kit. Then you put that on there. Put that on the end of that and you just wind that in. And that becomes your new thread. Wind that in like that. That's your new thread. Probably could put some Loctite or something on that if you wanted to. I might even do that. That's all that bit done. All in here is done. I'm just not sure what goes in there. It's just like a... I thought there might have been like a pressure sensor or something goes there, but I don't think so. I'm not sure what that is. There's something here and here. Yeah, they're brackets of some sort. But the ones on this side, they're all stripped out. They're M8. I'm going to have to do, looks like 6 of them. So I'll start doing that now. All re-threaded now. One, two, all 6 of those. So that stuff there can go on. Got all new bolts. I'll probably chuck them on and call it a day. I've got the boot carpet back today too. There it is in there. So that'll be getting thrown in. Just put the carpet in. It's exactly how I cut it. Like, this guy does a really nice job. 40 bucks he charged me to overlock this carpet. It's the easiest thing I've installed on this car by far. Just fell in. I've had a few developments since last night. I put that video up and I've had quite a few guys let me know what's really going on here. The reason though that check valve won't fit in there, because there's already one in there. It's jammed in there. I'm going to have to get it out. And to do that, I'm going to have to pull all this back off. I'll probably have to take this undercase off, because I don't want to get any swarf and stuff down in there, because the idea that I've got in my head to get it out, it was going to make a bit of swarf, and I definitely don't want it going in there. So this has got to come back off. This thing's going over to the magic table to get fixed. How's that for a stroke of luck? A few taps with a punch, put that in there and grab that in that little hole, and out she comes. It's in there all the time. I'm going to be able to reuse that, I reckon. That's what it's supposed to look like. I'll just get the torch. That's what it's a little bit dirty in there. I'm going to see if I can clean that up. If not, I'll still have to take this undercase off. I don't want to, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. But I may get away with it, but I'm having my doubts. But I've got that out. That is the original one. I might be able to clean that and put it back in. We shall see. That's a win. Straight up, that is a win. I was surprised to get that out. I'm sort of a bit, I don't know, a bit annoyed with myself that I didn't actually pick that up. But this thing happens. I've got pretty bad eyesight. I've got to wear +3s, and that's my excuse anyway. I'm just giving it a little bit of a hone with this small hone thing. I'll just give it a bit more. I really need 2 hands to do this, so I'll just give it a bit more of a hone, and now that thing's done. That was a win. Just a little wheel down the hone. Give that a nice clean up. I took the filter thing off so I can blow it out. It's actually pretty good. So that's done. One thing I wanted to show you is this little tool here. I used a punch to give it a bit of a hit, and that little thing there, I was able to put it into that hole and just pull it out. There's a hole. I'll just line it up. See how that grabs it? I'll just give it a twist and then just pull it out. I was thinking I was going to, all night I got a headache, I was thinking I was going to have to tap that, put a bolt in there and a plate, and then screw a nut down to pull it out that way. Just come straight out. Anyway, I'm real happy I don't have to pull all this crap back off. Right, that thing's cleaned out. I'm pretty happy with the condition of it actually. And I just wanted to mention the book that I've been going off. It's just a parts book. It's not a workshop manual. It just shows you. It's handy. It gives you a blow up of all the bits and pieces, but it's not a workshop manual. It's just a parts list. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, this thing here, I'm going to clean that up. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll probably put it in the lathe and clean it. So that's going back in. I actually just cleaned that on the wire wheel. Then I sanded it with 800, 1200 and 2000. Give it a real good polish up. I've done the same with that. It's been honed and polished with, you know, 8, 12, where is it? 8, 12 and 2000. So I'm calling that done. That's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm going to lube that up and put it together. It's good to go. Actually, this part here I just said it was just to do if the paper filter gets clogged. It only works then, but that's not actually right. One guy told a guy I know, and he told me that at high revs, this is a very important part. It opens up and it lets the oil from here get up to the main filter, and it helps the top end oil at high revs. So without that, you know, that's a critical part. You do not want to not have it. Don't make the same mistake I made. Right, now it just goes in and out like a champ, like as loose as it can get. That's fixed. That's awesome. I thank everyone for their help fixing that, because yeah, I didn't pick that up. I'm just going to straight up own that. I did not see that. I've never seen one before. Now that works. Thanks a lot. Been cut off. That's that thing that I made. It's a check valve. Does absolutely nothing. But that's the correct spring, correct length, and that's actually critical to the way that operates. If that spring's not the right tension, it won't operate at the right time. The whole motor won't operate properly, or that part of it anyway. So that's going on. I'll put this scrap back on now and move on to what's next. One thing I did just before I pulled that off is I numbered these, so I know which one goes where, because they're, you know, it's an old motor. Otherwise I've just used the exact bolts that it says in that book, but these are all just custom length for this motor. So it just saves me stuffing around a little bit of time anyway. Anyway, I'll just clean this off and put the pulley on, and that's done. I've got to put that bit up there too, the filter. All back together. I tell you what, I fixed that in record time. I thought that was going to take me all day, and I was going to have to stuff around make a new check valve or buy one or whatever, both. But I'm so happy that's fixed. I couldn't have done better. That's a 26mm nut. There's also a little punch mark here on the end of the crank and on the spline of this thing here that you put that. It tells you where to put that. So I haven't tightened that up yet because I'm going to put the clutch and stuff on so I can stop the crank spinning. I've got that set at top dead center now. Pretty much try not to move it. It's exactly where I want it. But I'm sure it will move. I'll probably have to make sure, but yeah, all good. The thing I'll be doing is putting these on. I've put all new helicoils in here. I've got the new bolts waiting, ready. I've got that there. It looks like it's been CAD plated. It hasn't. I painted that and those. I painted it with that silver stuff, and then I flicked a light coat of the gold one over it, and just makes it look like it's been CAD plated. Well, I've just put these brackets on. I've measured between there and there, because that is actually slightly adjustable. It's 100mm, the generator. I think it's a generator. It could be an alternator, but yeah. So I've just set that at 100mm. That's ready. So the next thing I'll be putting on is the flywheel, and I might as well chuck the clutch on, and then I can torque this nut up, and I'll probably spray it this colour so it looks better than that. Anyway, I wasn't really looking forward to pulling that all apart because I was thinking about it that much. It gave me a headache. And now that thing going on is this flywheel. I've already cleaned the face of that, and I've done the pressure plate too. There it is over there. It's just got stuff on. I've got to just wipe that off. But I've just sat that there loose, and now I'm just going to tap that. I've put the bolts in. I'm just going to tap that in. Then I'm going to back these bolts out one at a time, put them in with Loctite, and then I'll go over with the torque wrench. Always good to make sure that these bolts are the same weight. Like I've got, I don't think, well, it didn't have spring washers. I'm putting spring washers and Loctite. But when we pull this apart, 3 of these will loose, and they've been smacking into that. See how that's all cut up? I could undo 3 of them with my fingers and they're ground down. But anyway, I've torqued that up to 70 foot-pounds. I'm sure that's way over the recommended. First I did them up to 60, then I did them up to 70. I don't want the thing to come loose, and it's Loctited. But in an earlier video I reconditioned this and that. The pressure plate and I've got the clutch on. In the future, I'm sure we'll be getting a new clutch, but for now, that will work fine. These are all Loctited. I've used spring washers. That's all done. Everything here is done. Everything you see there is done. Now I've got to flip the motor over. The bottom of it's assembled. Flip the motor over and it'll be starting to put that trick head on we got from Hopper's Heads in Melbourne. Then I can put all the carbies on, all that sort of stuff. We're going to get this car running. It's time to get this thing going. Anyway, I'm going to put up a video just to show everyone that I've solved this problem. I also want to say thanks to the guys that did chip in and give me a hand to fix this, because without the last person that worked on this motor, there was no internet. That's why he put that thing in there and did what he thought he was doing right. I was doing similar, but yeah, thanks very much for all that help. It really did make a huge difference. And also thanks for watching.